this is Steph for Dates and Cakes, and today's episode is about men from the Middle East and the way that they espresso themselves. So we are going to be making espresso chocolate chip cookies. We're going to start with butter and espresso and melt that. If you have a stovetop and a normal kitchen, then you'll do that on the stove. I'm doing it over boiling hot water and doing it the slow way. So I took this class from the gym, and no, it was not a class by a guy named Jim. I actually go to the gym sometimes. And the class had already started. There was a language barrier, and I was kind of frazzled when I went in there. And the teacher was super like encouraging, like, come on in, kind of thing. Of course, he did not say it in English. And so I went in, and like everyone's like doing choreography, so I know that I'm late. And there's all kinds of equipment, so I try and set up the equipment quickly. Not equipped for this. You're gonna strain your butter and try and get as much of the grounds of espresso out. And then you're gonna add brown sugar and white sugar. And then add your eggs once it is nice and creamed. So I was not doing excellent on my exercises apparently, because he made it known. He kept correcting me on things. And first, you know, he did in Arabic, and then he saw my deer in the headlight face and was like, legs higher. And I was like, so I'm doing that, and I'm like, and so the whole class is like huffing and puffing, like he's killing us. And I guess I get better because he kind of stops fucking with me. And he's not fucking with anyone else in the class. And then we get to a stretching part, and he says it in English just for me. And so everyone is sitting down, and we've got our legs like this, like a V, and he instructs us to go over to the right side. I don't know right in Arabic, but I heard it. And all of a sudden he comes behind me and puts his arms over my arm and like assists me in stretching toward the right leg. And so much to the point where I'm like, my chin's almost touching my knee. And then he just presses down, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I've had a yoga class before where they went around and helped everyone like really press into the pose. So I was like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. Like he's gonna make his rounds, like cool. And then he goes to the next leg, and he instructs the whole class to move to the left, and is still with me. And I'm like, okay, like we're evening out. We gotta even both sides. So speaking of evening out, we are adding flour should all be in one bowl, but I don't have the means, to our mixture, and then baking soda. I got baking soda. So that's what we're doing here. So with total focus, he evened me out. Okay, that was a stretch. He directed everyone to fold toward the inside of your legs, toward the front of the class. And he was still behind me. He pressed his chest up against my back, nothing else, fortunately, and kept pushing and pushing, and like, so my legs are in a V, and my chin is like headed toward the floor, like in a nosedive, and this man is just not whispering, but like speaking into my ear, saying, leave your body, leave your body. And all I can think is, this shit would be, like, HR would be called immediately in the States. Like, there's no way, like, there would be some sort of, like, feminist movement. He lets my body go and just goes back to the front of the class didn't address anyone else. I was like, okay, I don't know if I needed the most help or if you needed the most. I don't know. I just know that it would not happen in probably any other country, honestly. Not even just ours, but especially ours. So, and no offense if you're not from the States, that's okay. You can be free too. He came over to me and said, "You are very flexible." And I was like, oh, thank you. Another thing, can't say in the States. And he was like, why? And I was like, I took ballet as a little girl and I really like yoga. And he was like, I teach classes every night. And I was like, alrighty then. So, he did a espresso himself. This is pretty much the cookie dough. But there is a part 2. So let's just get into it while I'm still on a roll. So a month passes by and I return to the Middle East. So dressed for the gym. I still haven't met a man named Jim here. And I passed this jewelry store and there was a man like standing outside in a suit and I was like, hi, how you doing? Like, you know, you get off soon, like just being friendly. And I assumed since he works in a hotel that he knew English. I assumed right. And he just like was, you know, friendly right back and oh no, not really, you know. And oh thanks, oh where are you going? You know, and I was like, the gym because I look like a hood rat. So that was it. And I left and went to homeboy's class. Same guy, and he definitely recognized me because he was speaking fast Arabic, like the fastest Arabic I've ever heard in my life to everyone else, and then was like, higher. And I was like, well, you just said like this long, and out of me in English, you just say higher? Okay, I'm missing some of the instructions here. At the end of class, so same thing with the stretch thing, except there was a guy next to me that needed help. So he helped him, but he definitely helped me at the same point. It was when the legs are in a V. So I guess V for victory over there. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Arabic has a different alphabet. He had like a previous injury because his leg like gave out while he was showing us how to do something. And I was like, oh my gosh, you need ice. I was like, y'all, and then I was like, shit, we're not in the States. They don't really do ice like over here. So I was like, where do I get ice? And he's like, I'm fine. This is an old injury. In like broken English, but you know, you can understand that. Cause I'm broke anyway, so, so I like try and go figure out where ice is and he's like, no. I have another class. I was like, even more reason why you need find ice and bring it back to him. And all my fantasies ended because he was just like, thanks. And that was it. And I was like, okay, have a good class. And I was like, well, that was nothing. I mean, it's not that I was thinking getting him ice would like, he'd be like, you're the one. Like that's why I was so sensual with you. I guess I don't know. He wasn't even sensual with the other guy. So I don't know. Like he helped him, but it definitely wasn't like a stretching thing. It was just like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. So I go back into the hotel and the jewelry guy is like, where have you been? And I was like, the gym, getting ice, doing all kinds of stuff. And he's like, come, I have something for you. And I was like, for me? What do you mean for me? I don't have any dough. He pulls out this big box and is like, this is for you. And I was like, how much? Because I mean, in the States, when something's free, you know, there's always a freaking catch. No, he was like, gift. This is my gift to you. And I was like, oh, I look like a hoodlum. I look even worse than when you saw me before because now I got gallons of sweat and my hair's all in different directions. It's a good time. Like a dust bunny. And he puts it in a bag and everything. And the box is the biggest jewelry box I've ever seen in my life. It was like this big. And I was like, when do you get off? And I don't think he was ready for that question. It wasn't for what I don't know what he thought I was thinking. I was just like, I'm gonna go like, he didn't know what shower was, but I was like, I'm gonna go shower and like change and then come like come down and wear it so you can see it and like let me know, you know. I was trying to be grateful, okay? So I think he understood all of that, and so like I raced out of there and like didn't do my hair or anything and put the necklace, which I actually am wearing now, on, and he was like, oh, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, gave me his card, and that was it. Like, he, like, it's not even like he tried to sell me other things. He just made sure that I had his card. I don't know. My mom thinks there's a tracker on it, but, you know, so when one man stretches you out, another man is gonna give you jewelry. I guess today's Dates and Cakes moral of the story is, it never hurts to be chipper. Until next time.